All right, perfect. Let's get rolling. I have 201, so I want to welcome everyone to the Demountable Concepts online webinar about building supply swap body delivery. And this is part 3 of the 3-part series that I ran this week. And in this session, I'm going to cover how companies utilize our system to eliminate extra power units from their fleet and increase the utilization of the power units that they have running. Now, before I hop in, I want to say that everybody is in listen-only mode for the duration of the presentation. However, if you have questions come up, feel free to take them down, save them till the end, or we do have a way that you can submit them through the GoToWebinar app. You can submit your questions, and I will allow time at the end, and I'll cover any questions that have been submitted, or if you want to send them to me live, I will also cover them then as well. So with that, I want to thank everybody for the time and the interest in Demountable, and I'm excited to spend this time with you because I'm going to provide you with a lot of great valuable info that you can use when you and your team start discussing fleet and operations decisions in the future here. So as far as what I'm going to cover, I'm going to give you a brief overview of who we are as Demountable Concepts as a company. Then I'll hop into the swap body system and the benefits that it provides. We'll talk about components and equipment options, how it all comes together. Then I'll cover some additional support items, and then I'll share my contact information because we always want to provide that support line to companies that are looking into this. We understand it's new, so we want you to be able to reach out to us at any time with questions you have. And again, please take down your questions and submit them through the app or hold them till the end because I am going to allow for some time at the end. It should run about 20 minutes content-wise and then another 10 minutes or so at the end for questions. So let's go ahead and hop into the details here. So as far as who we are as a company, we're based in the United States, right in New Jersey, and we've been in business for over 30 years at this point. And over the 30 years, we've worked with hundreds of building supply companies across North America, including many in the top 100. And our part in this system is we manufacture the demountable equipment at our facility in New Jersey, and we work with your truck dealer and your bodybuilder to deliver the best-in-class product that we call swap body. Now, how we do this as a company is displayed on your screen right now. These are our 6 core values. And this is how we work so well together here at Demountable. Between sales, operations, engineering, fabrication, there are no silos, there's no walls. We all operate as a team. And that's how we're able to provide this product and this solution. Now, I also want to note that we don't only practice these internally, but we exert them outward to our customers. And we'd like to align these core values with our customers as well, because it's how we are able to keep our customers' best interest in mind. Because ultimately, yeah, we want to provide you with this great product, but we want to be a team with you, a partner with you, and we want to grow together with you because ultimately this is going to help you grow, cut expense, but also more revenue, which I talked about in the other 2 sessions this week. Because if you're successful, we're successful, right? You get more product, your customers are happy, we're getting more equipment on the road. So it's a win-win for everybody. Now, to help do this, we have a process in place. And this process has evolved over the 30 years that we've been doing business. And what it does is it provides the support to our customers throughout the entire project, entire interaction. And basically to you, what it means is that Demountable is going to be there shoulder to shoulder with you from the beginning when we're asking you questions in the discovery phase, right? Our initial one-on-one call where I'm asking you questions to learn about your operation. I need to learn about your business, what kind of customers, what kind of product, right? Because I'm going to take this information, I'm going to go back to my engineering team, and then we're going to engineer the best solution from a demountable standpoint. Then we're going to manufacture it, we're going to deliver it, train your team on it. And then even after you're running it and seeing the benefits, we're still going to be there to support you and your team through any questions or concerns that arise throughout the life of the equipment. So really, you should feel confident that you're not just buying a piece of equipment, but you're getting a partner that's going to invest in the furthering success of your operation. So now that you know who we are, what we stand for, let's talk about why so many building supply companies use swap body. So let's first explain what it is. Swap body is a lean and efficient delivery operation, and it's meant to reduce loading expense while driving more quality deliveries to your customer base. And this delivery strategy is meant for distribution with about 100 miles of your distribution center. And it's best described as a tractor trailer drop and hook operation, but for straight trucks. And I think the picture on your screen probably depicts that pretty well. But how is it used? So I'm going to walk you through the process. And I prepared an infographic here, and it's broken up into sections. Each section will light up green as I move through, and I'll bring you through each one in detail. So to start, the driver comes in to start their shift in the morning, and they come into a preloaded truck, and they immediately start making deliveries. Meanwhile, while they're out on the road making deliveries, a spare body or two that's assigned to that truck is back at the warehouse standing on legs, and it's being loaded. So while that truck is out delivering, another body or two is back at the warehouse. As product comes off the production line, it goes right into those demountable bodies standing on legs. So you are essentially loading and delivering the same truck at the same time, which is only possible with demountable. Now, when that driver returns empty at the end of their delivery shift or at the end of their delivery route, they can drop the empty body at your warehouse door and hook up to the loaded body, and that all happens in 10 minutes. So it is an extremely quick process to swap between bodies. And this is how companies are able to have trucks come and go throughout the day. So, to sum this process up, it's really going to result in more deliveries being made per day at a much lower cost. Now, I want to talk about the cost part because that's why you're all on here, right? We're talking about eliminating fleet costs, reducing fleet costs, driving utilization. And it all starts with the process and how you deliver right now. Now, we've run into many cases where our current customers prior to using Demountable, they said to us, well, we're already preloading tomorrow's shipments. We just have a truck stay back at the warehouse all day getting loaded as product comes off the line. Meanwhile, driver is in truck number 2 out on the road making deliveries. They come back, they park empty truck number 2 against the dock, and now truck 1 is ready to go for tomorrow morning. Yes, that works. You're right. It sounds just like Demountable, but the only difference is that you now purchased a spare power unit, right? Essentially a whole entire other cabin chassis to sit at your bay door all day long, every other day. So in reality, those trucks are only running 50% of the time every week because every other day they're sitting against the dock getting preloaded. Versus Demountable, you replace that extra cabin chassis with just a demountable body, and now you don't have a power unit sitting, you just have a body sitting. And when you compare the two fixed body trucks on average are running about 180 grand versus a swap body system, which includes a truck chassis, our lifter, the bodies, everything, you're going to save $47,000 right up front at the time of purchase. And not only that, like I said, that chassis that you see on the right there is going to be put to work every single day. So you're going to have a much higher utilization rate on that truck, which means a bigger return for you because now that truck is going to generate double the amount of revenue versus the method on the left-hand side. Now, the other great part about Demountable is that there's a lot of flexibility with the bodies. And I'm going to touch on this in a later slide, but I will mention to you that there are multiple truck styles. And when I say that, multiple body styles allowed for Demountable. Now, I don't want to jump ahead of myself, so I'll save that for a little bit later. But as you can see, this is a great way to reduce your fleet costs right up front at the time of purchase. In addition to all the other great benefits that you get with it, like quicker turn times, same-day deliveries, you no longer have to stage product in your warehouse, and you are loading product direct from your production line into the body, which means drivers can come back, swap into a body in 10 minutes, and they're ready to roll again. All right, so now that we understand the part about optimizing the power unit portion, I want to talk about system components because it's important to understand how all this really comes together. So I'll touch on each component of the demountable system. The first one I'll talk about is the chassis. So as it comes to the chassis, we manufacture the chassis lift system. And the chassis lift system is the component that raises and lowers the body on and off the truck chassis. We have two systems. On the left, you see our hydraulic system. That's our legacy system. Been using it for over 30 years, and it's a great bulletproof system. On the right-hand side is our newer Airlift system. We're going to work with you again in that discovery phase, right, where I'm asking you questions. This is part of that. I'm going back to my team and we're going to figure out which system works best for you. We don't expect you to know that up front by any means, but that's what we're here for, is to guide you in the right direction. Now, these lift systems can be installed at our facility in New Jersey, right? So the chassis is ordered, you order it, and you have it drop shipped to us in New Jersey. We upfit it with the lifter, or depending on where you are and the scope of the project, we could have a remote installer install our lift system. So we ship them a lifter kit, you drop ship them the chassis, and they can build it remotely instead of having it sent to New Jersey. So continuing on with the chassis, a couple of options. Yes, a lift gate is still possible. As you can see in the picture, the lift gate stays with the chassis when it pulls out from the body, as you can see on the left-hand side there. But when the body is on the truck, it operates like any other normal lift gate. And we work with all major lift gate manufacturers. We will recommend one based off of the information you give us. However, if you're married to a certain brand or your drivers like it, your warehouse personnel like a certain brand, we work with all major lift gate manufacturers with this system. And similar, we can also put ramps on the truck as well. When the body is on the truck, it operates like a normal ramp. You pull it out, it hooks onto the body, you go up and down, bringing product in and out as needed. Same thing, same goes for the ramp as the lift gate. When the truck pulls out, the ramp leaves with the truck. Now, I'm going to pause here for a second because that comes with a little star next to it. For some building supply companies that like to do job site drops, so you have a truck, and actually this is a great method to increase utilization on your trucks as well. You might find yourself in a situation where you have to load an entire 26-foot box truck for one job site. And now your driver goes out and they're either having someone follow them so that they can leave the truck behind while it gets offloaded and they can go do something else. Or they have to sit there and wait while the truck is offloaded, which can take hours, depending on how much product and how you're offloading it. So instead, what some companies will do is they'll have a demountable system. They'll go to the job site, and instead of parking the truck, they will just demount the body at the job site and then leave. And that truck and driver can go pick up another body back at the warehouse and go make more deliveries. They don't have to sit and wait for the product to be offloaded. Now you're probably like, well, wait a minute. How are they going to get inside the body that's sitting 50 inches off the ground to offload the product at the job site? Great question, because I did say that the ramp leaves with the truck. There is an option for a portable ramp system. We can mount it on the chassis and the side frame, or we can mount it in the body. Either way, you're able to do a job site drop of a body and leave a ramp behind so that you can easily offload product at that job site without having the truck there. So again, a great way to eliminate the need for extra trucks that you need to leave at job sites, but also put your trucks to work more and your drivers to work more, generating revenue because they're making more deliveries. The last thing I'll mention with the truck is a Moffett. We can do a Moffett setup on these trucks. We could do trucks that have Moffetts on it and trucks that don't, and they will all interchange. We'll engineer it that way for you. And we'll obviously work with you to get your forklift information, payload, weight distribution. We'll do all that up front, but it is a definite option for you to pick from. So that wraps up the chassis. Now I want to move on to the body portion. The most common misconception about this is that we build the body. We don't build the body. Our body company vendor partners do. What we do is what's on your screen. This is called a demountable base frame. So we manufacture this base frame at our facility, and we ship that base frame with the legs to a bodybuilder who then puts it in their production line in lieu of their base frame, and they lay the floor on ours. They build the body up exactly to your spec. And I say that and I stress that because you don't have to sacrifice any type of cargo restraint inside this body at all. You could take your current spec and make it demountable. So F-track, E-track, poles, kick plates, galvanized steel, diamond steel plate flooring, whatever it is in there, you can keep. The only difference with this body is that it is now going to have 4 legs and can stand independent of the chassis. They can be built anywhere from 12 feet to actually 28 feet in length. I know it says 26, but we could do 28 feet on this system. and you can build it 96 inches or 102 inches wide. Now, as far as the legs go, we do have a couple of options for that now. So on the left is our legacy leg. Again, just like the hydraulic lifter, this legacy leg has been in use for 30 years. And collectively, all four legs on a body can withstand 24,000 pounds when the body is standing independent of the chassis. So with that weight rating, you can imagine this leg works for most applications. But again, we understand that not every operation is the same, which is why we spent money, went over to Europe. In Europe, side note, swap body has been used for over 50 years. They're way ahead of the game in transportation versus us. They've been using this forever. So we went over there, took a look at their leg systems. We brought it back, Americanized it, quote unquote, and we came out with our DCI DIN standard leg, which is a swing down leg. Why did we do that? Well, again, we understand that not every operation is the same. This leg, collectively, all four legs can withstand 40,000 pounds. And you'll see in a video clip here shortly, our legacy leg needs about 4 feet of clearance on either side of the body to deploy, which is a little rough for tight dock spaces. However, when you have a swing leg, you only need about a foot on either side of the body. So it's great for those tight, busy dock spaces. But again, they can withstand, the most important thing about these legs is they can withstand 40,000 pounds collectively when a body's standing on all four of them. And it allows the body to be forklift loaded from the dock without a chassis underneath the body. Our legacy leg really never allowed for that. So this is a great new option for some larger lumber companies that are loading bulk shipments on pallets, or even companies that are loading millwork carts directly into the container. Now, I promised a couple of video clips. So to help you understand the different leg options, I want to show you a clip first of the DIN standard swing leg. Again, these are the ones that can withstand 40,000 pounds, be forklift loaded. And as you can see, it only pulls out about a foot, simply swings down, and then a brace that's connected to the leg comes up, connects to the body, and a spring action clip underneath the body locks that leg into place. You simply do that 3 more times, and the body's ready to be lowered on itself, and truck can pull out from underneath. Pretty quick. Now our legacy leg, so you have some comparison here. Again, pulls out about 4 feet, then it swings down, and a different style brace simply connects via a pin, and now the leg is set. Again, you do that 3 more times, body's ready to be demounted. Now, as far as pulling a truck out and backing a truck underneath, once that body is lowered onto its leg, it's as simple as hopping in the truck and driving forward. So I'll show you this little clip here. And as far as backing underneath, you'll notice in this clip that our long rails underneath the body are tapered on an angle. Okay, so the driver doesn't have to be 100% perfectly straight when backed underneath the body. The body will shimmy itself onto the chassis when you go to mount it if they aren't perfectly straight. And I will also stress that if your driver can back up to a dock, they can back underneath a body with no problem. We spend time training them as well, so they'll pick it up very quickly, believe me. Now, I mentioned body styles before. This is where we're going to come back to it. So you can have any body style be demountable. And again, the best part is they can all interchange. So we're talking about optimizing fleet. For those of you that are lumber yards that are offering different products, obviously those different products require different trucks to move, right? You might have some that require flatbeds, some that require van bodies. You like to have curtain siders because you like the side load, but you also need to protect your product from the elements. That requires you to buy 3 different trucks: van body truck, curtain sider truck, flatbed truck. Well, with demountable, and especially if you aren't using every truck every day, you can have one cabin chassis with a demountable system on it, mount a van body today, take the van body off, put the curtain sider on tomorrow, take the curtain sider off, put the flatbed on the next day. You can have one truck essentially being 3 trucks. Imagine the amount of money you're saving directly up front, going back to that $47,000, right? So you scale that, you could save a ton of money on your P&L. And we have customers that do this, and quite honestly, instead of saving the money, because when you're a business, you have to reinvest in the business to grow, right? So what they're doing is they're taking this money and they're buying a new forklift, they're buying new storage shelves in the warehouse, they're buying more warehouse space, hiring more people, whatever it is. It frees up capital so that you can do other things with it and grow your business. So now that we covered the components, and before I wrap up, there's one more important support item that we offer, and that's training. I alluded to this a couple of times, but we don't just throw you new equipment and a manual and say, good luck. I mean, that's crazy. This is new. It's a new operation for you. So we will spend time with you, with your drivers. We can do virtual training, which is what we do most of. If it makes sense, we could do in-person training. We understand it's new equipment, so we want to make sure everyone's comfortable with it. So we'll spend up to a whole day training drivers, supervisors, warehouse personnel, maintenance personnel, anyone touching the equipment, basically. We want to make sure that everybody is comfortable. Now, we will provide you with manuals for future reference, and our support page has a ton of information on it. The digital manuals, operation manuals, maintenance manuals, pre-checks, pre-trip checks, right? PMs lists, and it also has the training videos and quizzes that you can give to new drivers. So every driver is going to have to take a quiz up front, get a 90%, then they can do the hands-on training. Well, we provide all that to you as well online so that you can, when you hire new drivers, you have the ability to train them just like we did. And once they go through the quiz training and the hands-on training, we can provide you with certificates as well to put on file. So as far as next steps go, we should probably connect and get on a quick call because I'd love to learn about your operations. I could really give you some good feedback, maybe get you some customers that you could speak with or see if you have one nearby that utilizes the system. Just like we could do virtual training, we can do virtual demonstrations. So I can live stream a demo on like a Zoom call, Zoom type call, and everyone can hop on, check out the demonstration, how the equipment works. It's interactive. You can ask me questions as the demo proceeds, and you can learn a lot just by seeing it, in action. And then once we really know what's best for you, I can get you a quote for some budget pricing quotes so you can see how it fits in financially, and we can kind of take the process from there. So definitely don't hesitate to reach out to me. My information is on the left-hand side there, and my counterpart, Derek Nips, also assists with building supply customers when it comes to Demountable. So we're both great resources for you. Don't hesitate to reach out. And I'm going to leave this up so that you can take down my information. But I'm also going to open it up for questions now. So if anybody has questions, feel free to submit them on the GoToWebinar app, and I'd be happy to cover them now to make sure everybody has a great understanding. Okay, someone asked, can the equipment be leased? Yes, it can be. So majority of the time, people are buying our equipment outright. However, we work with leasing companies, Penske, Ryder, Nationally, I mean, you name it. We've worked with so many different leasing companies, and you can structure it so many different ways. You can lease the power units and buy the demountable equipment. You can lease everything. The great part about our equipment is it lasts 2 truck cycles. So when you buy our equipment and lease a truck, when that lease term is up, you return the old truck, we take the lifter off the old truck, you send us the new truck, and we put it on the new truck, and that lifter is good for another 7-year lease term. So, our lifters can last, like I said, 2 truck cycles, 14, 15 years. Bodies can last just as long, probably even longer if you take care of them. So it's a great way to really get a return on investment from that upfront purchase cost over a 14-year period. What's the difference between an airlift and a hydraulic lift? Well, it's obviously a ton of differences, but as far as the operation goes, the main reason that we put people in the air system is because it's lighter weight. So in both cases, we're adding equipment to the truck, therefore we're adding weight to the truck, but the airlift system is approximately 1,000 pounds lighter than the hydraulic lift system, which frees up some more working payload capacity for that truck. Oh, maybe I don't think I covered this. I apologize. Someone asked, can you have a ramp and a lift gate? Yes, you can. You can absolutely do that. And again, we'll work with our team and the liftgate company to make sure that we spec out the proper liftgate and ramp. Okay, I don't see any other questions coming through at this time, but if you'd like, I included a handout that you can download directly from GoToWebinar right now. It covers basically everything that I went over on this presentation today, in addition to our other system called Warehouse on Wheels, meant for remote market distribution. So feel free to breeze through that as well. Again, if you have questions, please reach out to me or Derek. We'd be happy to help you out. So with that said, I want to thank everybody again for joining me and setting aside the time to learn more about SwapBody. By now, you've probably come up with ways to leverage this system, maybe to eliminate some power units, or maybe to become more efficient in the warehouse. But either way, I look forward to speaking with you more about it. I hope you have a great rest of the day, and we'll be talking to you soon.